All righty, let's get going here. Welcome everybody to the weekly Metro AI training. I appreciate you guys showing up. We're going to get right into this. Glad to see some people came back. I see it's a little less this week. I think I scared people off last week. So show of hands, or let's do a little open roll call here. Who's been using it? Because I know who's using it, but who's been using it and feel like you're getting stuff out of it? Great. Okay. Feeling comfortable with it a little bit? And then show of hands, who's been using AI for maybe longer than 6 months, longer than a year, longer than a year and a half? And who's feel like they've mastered the use of these AIs that are out there? Getting there. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here because being here shows that you want to master it. I had a conversation with Ashley last week, and I was talking about and I think I brought this up last week. We were talking about uh, the beta class I'm in with BrokerBot, and I I knew this, but I had even more of an aha because you've seen in the marketing materials I put out that AI won't replace the agent, but the agents that incorporate AI will replace those that don't. I truly, truly believe that now in this beta group because I'm seeing the efficiencies that it's allowing an agent to do that will allow them to have more free time to do what? Go out and get more business and spend quality time with the people you're working with. Today, we're going to cover one of the things that probably takes you longer than you wish you would have to take on something that is create an effective CMA and a marketing kit for a proposed listing. And I'm going to show you a really valuable resource today to do that. And plus other things if we have time to do. But I want to cover some basics right now. I just want to make sure that everybody on the call, if you look on the left hand side of the screen where it says Knowledge Hotline Training Settings, under the settings button that you've all got on there and you've confirmed your email address and you've confirmed your phone number. For those of you that might be watching this on replay, that's essential if you want to use the system effectively. And it has to go to your KW email because it's a closed system. So we're requiring KW email addresses to use it. And then confirming your phone number. The reason why you need your phone number confirmed is that allows you to be able to text Metro AI to get a response. One note about texting. You cannot text a PDF into the system. So in other words, if you want a contract reviewed or if you want marketing materials reviewed and you're uploading a PDF, it doesn't have that capabilities yet. So if you want to review a contract, you're going to make sure you go back in and upload it into through a web browser. Okay. So that's just a quick reminder on that. So let's get to the main screen today. On the main screen, the way BrokerBot has set up the system is it's the four biggest things that an agent would probably use this for is a marketing package for a new listing, preliminary contract review, practice script and objection handlers, and image generation. Now, the image generation is not 100% yet. It's still in beta. So if you're not getting the results you want, just be patient. I mean, this is a new platform, and the more that we are in the platform and using it and telling it you didn't do it right, you need to correct it, do this, it learns. So think of this system just like any other system. For those of you that have been I've used ChatGPT for a long time, and it's just getting smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. BrokerBot will get the same way moving forward. So just be patient with it. We need to teach it and I go through and see some of the stuff, mostly what I'm looking at online for me to see who's using it. I'm looking to see what prompts you are giving it, and I'm looking to see what you're asking it, especially when it comes to broker inquiries on contract questions and stuff like that. It's not that I'm spying on you. I just want to make sure that it's giving you the correct information. And if it's not, then I go back in and correct it as well too. I see Alicia on the line. Alicia, I know you're on mute because you're driving, but I hope it's okay today. I have pulled your listing on Wilson Avenue to do a CMA for an example today.
That's fine.
Um,
I actually just got to that specific property, so I'll listen.
Perfect. So let's get into. So what is it, the prompt? The prompt is really going to give you the best result if you give it the best prompt. Now, how do you give it the best prompt? Well, guess what? I asked BrokerBot based upon a CMA and a marketing plan I did yesterday, give me the best
Hello.
prompt to give me the best
Sorry.
prompt, give me the best prompt to do a CMA and a marketing package. And it gave me that. So I'm going to do that again right now because I want to show you. So I went in just to the main screen and I just said, give me the best prompt for a CMA and seller marketing package to create. Now, get in the habit of when you guys are asking for CMAs based upon the prompts you're giving it, do the exact same thing. Is there a better prompt I can give you that would give me better results? So let's see if it pops up and gives the right answer it gave me a few minutes ago. It looks like it's gonna slow down on me today. Karina, I saw you raise your hand.
I was just going to type it in there. Would it be helpful to add the address each time, or are we not at that point? Is that like in the
What do you
future?
mean?
Um, exactly what you're asking, but say 4669 so and so street.
Well, yeah, you want to put in the address for a CMA that you're working on.
Would it be helpful to do it before, like right now, how you entered it in, put it in that same prompt, or does it matter?
Yeah, what I just asked for, give me a prompt. It's not, I'm
Oh,
not
it's
doing
not.
the CMA yet. I'm just
Oh,
asking what
okay.
is the best prompt I can use to get the best CMA output?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's what I asked it. And
Okay.
it did, it popped up this stuff right here. So this is saying you need the full address, recommend bedroom, bathroom, square footage, lot size, year built, just like you're doing a regular CMA. Now, when I was going back and looking at what people were doing, they would just say, give me a CMA for 1234 Main Street. Well, that's great. It's only going to give you the basic things. So, Alicia, I hope you're on the call because I'm probably going to want to have you unmute when I start building a CMA for Wilson Avenue.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
Do
So
you want
now
me
I'm
to?
going to
I'll try
do,
not to talk. I'll leave it on muted.
okay. So I'm going to now go through here a comprehensive, and of course, spelling errors are okay. What are the bedrooms and baths on that, Alicia?
A 2-2.
Square foot?
1350.
Year built?
53.
Okay, we'll go with that. And the property condition is what?
Full rehab needed.
Bedrooms and baths?
Yeah, 2-2. Tax record state 3 beds, but they took a
Um,
bed out, so I don't know how you want to do that.
did they upgrade air conditioning?
Has many splits.
Kind of flooring?
7 different kinds. It full rehab.
Is there carpet?
Carpet, vinyl. Yeah.
Do you have an idea how much they spent?
On what?
The rehab?
No, it needs a full rehab.
Oh, it needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it had it.
No, no, no.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm walking around right now.
got it. Okay. So those are the particulars of the property. Now what I wanted to do in this is go out and pull the most recent comps in, of solds and current actives in a in 92104 code. Is it west of 805 or east?
No, east.
Fine. So property, what would you say the condition is?
Um, in complete disrepair.
So it's original condition
Yeah. Yeah.
with few updates. Find properties that are similar. With no flip properties. Launch date is set for April 3rd. Seller wants to put it in coming soon on March 30th with 3 open houses. Third, fourth, and fifth from 1 to 4. Create a custom marketing program for the buyer. Who's that? Who's the buyer, Alicia?
It's an owner occupant.
No, no. If someone was to buy this property, who would buy it?
Oh, it would be an investor, a flipper. That's who I marketed it to.
Who is an investor? So I want to come up with ideas to market to that ultimate buyer. How would I reach them? Put that in the marketing program for the seller. Explain how I am one of the top agents in San Diego who deals really well this type of property. Listing commission is 3.5%.
Oh, yeah.
It's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. It's thinking pretty fast today. That's good. And as you scroll through on this, you'll see exactly what it's doing within each step. So let's just kind of go back and look at that now. So it gave the property address, gave an executive summary. So it's kind of an intro. It's kind of like a customized marketing program for this seller. It's not just your standard CMA or marketing package. It actually caters towards it. And when you're going through this, you can say, oh, I like what they say here. Let me add this. Let me add that. Let me add this. So it's dependent upon what you bring to the table. So bring comes into the CMA. It shows all the comparable properties that are east of the 805, either original or fixer condition. Um, they excluded anything that's renovated, so it's not going to bring those in. So it brings in one, two, through two solds that are similar. Now, Alicia, I don't know if you can see that, but it showed the one at 4225 35th Street and then 4021 Idaho Street that were sold in March and February as the most current comps that were sold. And then it also brings in how it was marketed. Charming Fixer. What is Charming Fixer? It also describes, so this is different than just doing a regular CMA on the MLS. It actually brings in how that agent marketed that property because it's not only going out to the MLS, it's going out to any type of platform like Redfin and Zillow and whatever the agent put in their marketing to promote that property. And then it brings in the other current active that's similar. It's currently on the market, listed as prime renovation opportunity. That basically a fixer. Um, God, $1 million for a two-bedroom, one bath, 1,200 square foot. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy. Once it's renovated, it'll definitely be worth that.
So it also gives you then a pricing strategy and recommendation to help with your seller. Um, and then an ARV. So if they were marketing to investor, it would actually already does all that stuff for the investor. Like they can then, if you're talking to an investor, you can pitch it, say, this ARV has about a price range of 1.4 to 1.55. And then it brings in the as is 975 to 1,050,000. So recommended list price is 999 is what this is saying. Alicia, what are you priced at?
That's crazy. It must be it's not in North Park, it's in Cherokee Point. So when it said that Idaho was a comp, that wouldn't be used as a comp because that's west.
Okay. So we're going to go back and fix that. Um, then it gives
I
the,
was gonna price it in the low sevens.
then I'm going to do then it will do the custom marketing program to the investor magnet. Then how do you launch it to the investors? So to give you some ideas on that. And then this is a really good foundation for you guys when you want to like speak to the seller rather than just being like everybody else. And here's the CMA. No, here's how I'm going to market it. Here's what I'm going to do for you. Kareem,
And BB, Alicia also said that it's a full rehab. It needs full rehab. So that might help to put that in there too.
right. Then it gives you the phase two coming soon, targeted outreach. Phase three, go live, open house splits. Phase four, offer review and negotiation. And then part three, estimated seller net sheet. It's bringing in the seller net sheet based upon the numbers that I input to it, which a seller, and it will always say, I've programmed it to say this, that this is an estimate based on projected sales price of 1,750,000, which is higher than the list price, blah, blah, blah. Final costs and proceeds will vary based upon final sales price. And then it gives me a little about your partner success, who Robert Shantz is, KW Metro, because I've already pre-programmed for me. So update. Total fixer and location is actually in HEROKE Point in North Park. Go back and review comps, recent active solds, actives and see if you need to update suggested selling price. So it brought it down a little bit to $8.99 with a range of $8.50 to $9.25. And you still think that's too high, Alicia?
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, as you tell every investor, what do you tell them or seller?
Due diligence.
What else? When it comes to the list price. Anybody? What do you tell a seller when you talk about list price? I don't set the price. I only interpret the
Interpret it.
market. The market is the market. The market will react. And you can never underprice a listing. You can overprice and the market will react, but you can never underprice because if you underprice and it's a good deal, then that's where people are going to come out of the woodworks. So that's one great way to go through CMA, and you can still, if you're not getting the answer you think that it's worth, saying, "Give me the price, Alicia."
I listed at 849, which was way too high.
How much do you think it should be?
729.
How did you arrive at that number?
Based on the comps.
No, I'm telling it.
Oh,
I'm telling
sorry.
And can you ask it, Robert, to support your price that you think it
Yeah, I
is?
just did. I'm challenging the valuation. I want them to go back and look. And that's the thing with about AI is you like, I don't agree with you. Show me why you came up with that. They're not always right. I mean, I am. They're not.
Hey, BB, I got a question for you if I can.
Yeah.
Um, it's a little commercial challenge. It doesn't have a lot of data on commercials. So what I've been doing is putting in and plugging in valuations and comps. And yeah, of course, it's very different in that world, but I'm doing the same thing on the ChatGPT side to compare what BrokerBot gives me and what ChatGPT gives me. Is there anything that I can do to help teach it or provide it with more information so it knows where to pull from? Or
Yeah.
is it just over time?
Yeah. I mean, so I've input all the websites that you gave me, but
Thank
if
you.
you have a particular website you want it to pull information from, give me the website link and I'll add those to the web crawler
Okay.
section.
Well, it's funny. I asked for a hit list of ideal buyers for the last one, and it said, I have no idea who the buyer should be for this. That was its answer. I was cracking up. And so I put the same exact prompt into ChatGPT and I got like 15 pages of data. So I'll try to use that and bring it back in and say, this is what I'm looking for. Boom, and plug it in.
Hmm.
Okay.
You
And
could
can
tell
we
them that too.
Okay, can we also pull in ChatGPT? We're able to pull from Google Drive images and offer memorandums, things of that nature. Do we have that capability? Do you know, I didn't see it in the beta test that we'd have the capability to pull from Google Drive. Do you know if that's in the works?
Pull from a Google Drive.
Yeah, in ChatGPT, when you go to add, there's a plus sign. You can
Yeah.
add a document like an offer
Oh, can
memorandum.
you pull the stuff you want to upload from Google Drive? Yeah, you can go and click where you want to pull it from.
Can you? Okay, I must have missed that. I'll go back and take another look.
So basically, if you're trying to pull from a Google Drive, well, you have to have back in your settings, um, your email, right? But it's
Yeah.
going to pull from your no, it'll pull from whatever Google Drive you want to pull it from. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be just your KW.
I connected Outlook, not Outlook. I connected my Google Drive, that calendar, and then my Gmail, my regular Gmail, in addition to my KW. So it's connected to all of that for the beta test. And then, but I wasn't able, when I hit the plus, it just would allow me to upload from my desktop, not necessarily pull from Google Drive. And since I'm so mobile, a lot of times my data is in folders in Google Drive. So I'll have to get around that or figure out what I'm missing.
No, I'm able to pull,
Are
even
you?
though I just have my Gmail. Well, I'm on a Mac. What are you on?
I'm on a Mac.
Okay. I mean, I just point at what location I want to pull it from.
Okay.
And let's say it's this, and then I'll just, there it is.
Huh. So when I
So,
hit the plus button, I get my Finder, and I don't have Google Drive as an option on here. So it must be something I'm missing. So I will work on
yeah, user error.
that.
Okay, so you got the, and then on the right-hand side, it will store that if you want to go back to it. So where did it go? Come on.
Also, can we create project folders?
Not yet. So again, it's coming back with 729 would definitely generate a massive amount of activity. Alicia,
Yeah.
it's still coming in at they think 899 is what it should be. But again, the market's the market. You put it on the price and the market will react. So because your property, um, to me, it's really hard to evaluate a metro property that was built back then. It- to me, it's all very subjective in some markets, and you don't know what it's going to go for in some areas. This isn't like a cookie cutter in Carmel Valley or Carmel Mountain Ranch, where it's you can really easily pull from a home built in the 90s to evaluate it. But if
Yeah,
you're not,
I had to call listing agents with solds in that area that have interior pictures and talk to them and kind of really take a deep dive in it to get to that point.
yeah. But I still think that ultimately, though, it helps you with your marketing because remember, if you go back up into um, what it gave you was, okay, now how am I going to market this home for you? And it gives you customized marketing program that a lot of agents aren't doing. They're just doing a CMA and they're doing their basic seller listing packet. I want to know how you're going to reach these buyers. And that's what a seller would want to hear. At least if I was hiring someone, that's what I would want to hear. Okay? Questions so far? Now, the other thing I wanted to do today, and unfortunately, I don't know if prior to me logging on, I was trying to pull some car documents, but car.org was down. Anybody else experience that today? So I didn't pull it up, but I want to do a review of a contract. Um, oh, here's what I want to show you people today. This will also be at risk management meeting tomorrow. I pre-programmed BrokerBot or Metro AI for this. How do I fill out the updated RFA and RAD form if I am sending a referral to to a an to an agent, Florida. About 80% of you guys are sending me rad forms to sign and it's filled out improperly. Which it's okay because they're a new form and sometimes they confuse me. But that's the highlight of my day though, because then Mark and I can chuckle over the forms that you guys attempt to fill out. Not that we're snarky in the background, but we can be.
Sure, never. Google Drive. Thank you, Mark. I just saw the Google Drive Sync app.
Look, look,
Wow.
gives you step one, step
Wow.
two.
Close enough for government work. Love it. Dang.
Here's what people get really confused on. Why would I check 3A of the ARD? Give me an example of when I would check it. Does anybody know the answer to that question before it pops up? Why do you check 3A? Other compensation?
I'd have to look at the
Yeah, I'd have to see the
document. I
form.
can't remember. Yeah, I
What,
can't
you
remember.
don't have a photographic memory? You don't remember what that's about?
Doreen might, but I
Sometimes,
sure as heck don't.
sometimes I do, but not always. Not in this case.
So 3A refers to compensation from multiple sources. So here's the scenario it gives me why you would check 3A.
What if it's a daisy chain?
What's that?
Daisy chain is when a agent, this happens a lot in commercial where like a residential agent will refer it to a commercial agent who then wants to refer it to us. And then that becomes a daisy chain. So both agents feel that they're getting a commission. We actually don't do daisy chain, but sometimes it does come up. So there's two agents that receive compensation instead of just one.
Well, then it's two, you would put both agents on the RAD, like who you're
Okay.
paying.
Okay. Even if it's different percentages.
The idea, yeah,
Okay.
you can specify on the side what percentage is getting what.
Okay.
But the concept is full disclosure. You want to disclose to the principal. So if you're sending a referral, or you're receiving.
Most of the time I'm sending the referral, or I'm sorry, that I'm receiving that
So
referral.
if you're receiving the referral, your duty is to that person that you're now doing business with. Your duty is to disclose that you're paying a referral to that person that referred you.
Got it.
And when you do your, whether it's a buyer or a seller, so if you're doing a buyer, your first step is to do the BRBC. You check the box, and then the RAD will incorporate. Same thing with listing agent. You check the box. Yes, I'm paying a referral. Then the RAD comes into the listing packet.
Got it.
But the 3A, well, it's not showing the other example on this, but the example would be, and so you won't know how that you would 3A, you would only fill out if you know who you're paying. So it's done after the referral's already gotten to you. So when you're first sending out the RAD, you probably won't know that you're going to be paying maybe multiple people. So if you, let's say you double end a transaction
Mm-hmm.
from a referral you received. In other words, you got a listing referral, and then so you took the listing, and in the course of the listing, you double ended the transaction. Now you're getting compensation from the buy side. So your duty is to disclose to that person that you're doing business with on both sides, with the listing agent and the buyer, the seller and the buyer, that you're paying a referral fee commission to another broker. That's where that would happen.
Got
So
it.
anyway, long story short, for those of you that don't know how to fill out a contract, you can actually put in your contracts that you're writing, and this is a good thing to do. So let's say you got a listing packet or an RPA, download it in a PDF, put it into BrokerBot or Metro AI, and say, please evaluate this RPA. Did I fill out every section properly? If not, make note of what I need to go back and amend and correct. And it'll correct your error. So guess what happens? When you get a review from Mark, it might be a stellar review moving forward because it makes sure you filled out every portion of the contract you're supposed to. All right. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about?
Robert, So with this example that they give about the 2.5, oh, you removed it from there. The 2.5, if you agree to a 3% and the seller's only paying 2.5 and your buyer is willing to pay the half, what if you've agreed with your buyer that you would, we can't negotiate up, but we can negotiate down if they're not able to pay that half percent? Like, do we even have to mark 3A still? Or does that make sense?
Well, not if you're not paying it.
Okay.
You're only
So if we already
disclosing
know,
it if you're receiving it.
so if we've agreed with our buyers that we will negotiate down, to a certain point, then we don't have to fill that out. Okay.
Well, 3A is only if you're receiving compensation from multiple sources on a referral that you sent out.
Right.
So
Okay.
if you sent out a referral to someone and they're going to double end, they're going to do both buyer and seller, then their duty would be if you're getting extra compensation from another source.
Okay.
I know it's totally confusing. Come to class tomorrow and I'll show you. I have
Okay.
examples in print.
Awesome.
All
Thank you.
right. Sherry, you got a question? Oh, my phone heard Siri when I said Sherry. All right. So now, last thing I'll leave you with today, guys, is, if you don't know the prompt to ask, actually, I have sent this out, but I will drop it in the chat box, a link to the best prompts. I update this regularly, so you want to save this in your favorites. I've gone ahead and given you the prompts. So sample prompts for marketing and content creation. And it says right here, greet items are what you need to fill in manually. So just don't copy and paste, put in your city. Client communication and role play. Oh, this is what I want to show you. After we do this, I'll show you a really quick thing to do. Market analysis and education, transactions and operations, strategy and business growth. If you guys need your 411 and 135 updated, or you want it to look at it and say, hey, I need help in my business. Here's the existing 411 and 135 I have. Can you tell me areas that I need to refine? And here's my year to date. Since my year to date is off, I need to increase my activities. Give me suggestions on what you think I should do to increase my activities so I can get my numbers up. Client success and marketing mastery, transaction management and compliance, and then 25 more prompts using the following framework, which we talked about last week. What's your role? What's the task you want it to do? What context you want to give it? And what's your style? Style meaning user-friendly, content that builds trust. You tell it what you want it to do. I did this. So I downloaded my inspection report from my recent home purchase. This is a risk management thing. So this is really great with your active escrows and you get a buyer that goes to the property inspection report. Recommended request for repairs, and provide me with a summary draft email to send to the buyer for review. how much time would you spend going through a inspection report to find the stuff you need to talk about? But also from a risk management perspective, is you're bringing forth the things that they should note from the inspection report. And you're able then, if they say, well, I don't want to do a foundation inspection, great. Then now you've got it documented that you recommended to them, and they can't come back with you after they close escrow and find out that it needs $65,000 foundation work. Because they say, you never told me.
Mhm. This type of thing for me has been incredible with leases.
Because how many buyers would get this inspection report and go through it and like, what the heck is this? And now you need to help them decipher it. This is giving you everything you can do really quickly. How long did that take me? 60 seconds? How much time is that going to save you with the inspection reports and buyers? How much time is it going to save you with the listing once you get this inspection report from the buy side if they send it to you? And now you've got to review this with the seller. Or if you get a pre-property inspection, you can review that with the seller and make recommendations on the fly. Now, it might not be exactly perfect on what you want it to say, but you can go through and cut and paste it into your email system and then make changes in there as well too. You know, it's not going to be exactly your voice on everything, but you go in and correct it. So it gives you a recommended repair request to seller if you want to, or you say, you know, a lot of this is weekend warrior stuff. Why don't we just ask for a repair credit and we'll fix it after close of escrow? Gives you the draft to the buyer. By the way, I got a new hot water heater, compliments of my home warranty company, because I knew it was at the end of its useful life, but I had it break after I moved in. All right. Just wanted to go through. Are there any questions in the chat? Yeah, Corinne, it is a game changer. Well, I hope you guys got something out of it today. Next week, we'll do some marketing, how to increase your social media. But also, what I want you guys, if you're coming back next week and you want help on your social media, I want you to figure out who your target market is, your individual. Like, what is your profile of your perfect seller and perfect buyer? What is your vertical market? In other words, are you probate? Are you um, certain geographic area? Are you certain demographic buyer, demographic seller? Figure out what that is, and I'll give you some real life examples of how you cater now your marketing to speak to the buyer. For those of you who went to family reunion, remember the message was everybody does the same thing. They do just listed, just sold. You're not speaking to the person that really wants to hear the message. They don't care what your production is. They don't care that you listed this property. What they care about is can you help them solve their problem? So figure out who your ultimate prospect is, what their problem is, and I'll show you how to create your social media campaigns and marketing campaigns to speak to that person. You'll see you'll get a lot more attention from your posts rather than doing the exact same thing everybody else is doing. Okay? All right, kids, good to see you. We'll see you next week, same time. Have a good one.
Thanks, baby.